Before Russia's full-scale invasion in February of 2022, there was no fence in major parts of the border between Ukraine and Russia. But in the 2.5 years since then, Ukraine has tightened security, not to keep Russians out, but Ukrainian men in. In tonight's Prime Focus, ABC's Patrick Reeville is on the ground in Ukraine, reporting on the depletion of its most precious resource, manpower, and the dwindling numbers of enlisted personnel taking the fight to Russia.
Barbed wire on Ukraine's border. But the barriers aren't designed to keep Russians out, but rather Ukrainian men in. Since Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022, Ukraine has barred most military-age men from leaving. As a result, the number of attempted illegal border crossings has soared.
We're on Ukraine's western border, and just over there is Romania, just on the other side of the river. People have been trying to make this crossing, and it's dangerous. People have died. The water is very fast flowing. It's very cold.
This video showing guards pulling one man from the river, not moving. Recently, security here has tightened again because of a hard truth. Ukraine is short of soldiers. After more than 2 years of brutal warfare, Ukraine's forces are dangerously depleted. Soldiers on the front line are exhausted and in some places are now increasingly heavily outnumbered by Russia. Sometimes by 7 to 10 times, according to Ukraine's military. Even more than weapons, most analysts say Ukraine now needs more troops. At the start of the invasion, a gigantic wave of Ukrainians volunteered to fight. But that enthusiasm has faded. Now conscription officers scour the streets trying to find draft-eligible men, many who are now in hiding. Videos like these have multiplied. Of officers grabbing men on the street, authorities saying they are investigating this incident. Local recruitment officials say this man resisted being sent to basic training after being conscripted in the city of Chernivtsi. Officers forcing him onto a bus. Scuffles breaking out, bystanders filming this incident in Kyiv where people tried to stop officers taking a man. Police insisting such incidents are rare, but the issue driving a painful wedge in Ukrainian society.
Because the young guys, by now, they're not motivated. The people want to protect our cities and homes. But by now, probably not all.
It's not that Ukraine doesn't have enough men, but for many months the government was reluctant to conduct a new mobilization, knowing it was unpopular. At the border, many men trying to cross illegally are not even yet subject to the draft.
Зараз більша кількість людей саме в цієї категорії. Молоді хлопці, які, знову ж таки, не мають роботи і намагаються йти в Європу, щоб якось покращити своє життя. Тобто ми не можемо говорити, що всі люди тікають, бо не хочуть воювати. І зараз я скажу...
Сідай! But Ukraine's government is now finally calling up more men. In May, a new mobilization law came into force, tightening conscription rules and lowering the draft age from 27 to 25. Since then, more men have tried to leave the country. Ukraine's border service releasing this video recently, showing men it says were stopped trying to sneak out illegally. Some of those who leave say they fear being sent to fight without proper training. This man left Ukraine last year with his family. We are disguising his identity over fears he could face repercussions for speaking.
To be honest, it's very hard, complicated and hard profession to be a soldier. You have to be trained for many years to be an efficient soldier, not just cannon fodder. I think that I almost have no chances to survive if I will be sent by soldier just in close combat.
Do you worry that Ukraine will lose the war because it doesn't have enough men to fight?
Well, of course I worry. I worry about it. Of course I do. I actually continue to pay taxes in Ukraine, and I make donations on monthly basis to different funds. But I'm not sure that I will be a good soldier, and I'm not sure if I die, as I said in first 5 minutes, it can help to my country, for my country to win. Maybe, but I'm not sure about that.
Перебуває на 8-й колії.
But there are still those who are willing to volunteer to fight. These men are going off to war. From this train station in Kyiv, they're bound for 3 months of basic training with a well-known volunteer battalion, the Da Vinci Wolves.
You think you have no choice but to volunteer now?
I have choice, and that's my choice. I think it's like the choice everybody makes for themselves. Nobody like took me by my clothes and like dragged me here.
Most of the men have no military experience. They've joined this battalion in part because it's known to offer better training and command.
Час зараз всім громадянам прийняти таке рішення, зайняти своє місце в обороні. Хтось, у кого вистачає сміливості, має йти воювати, у кого не вистачає, має якнайбільше допомагати в тилу. Я от обрав, вирішив, що я буду тут.
Вірити у себе, наявність проїзних документів і зайняти свої місця у вагоні.
Pavlo's wife Ludmila has come to see him off. Analysts say the new draft in Ukraine will likely begin to have an impact later this summer. But what's clear is Ukraine will need many more goodbyes like this before the war ends.
Such a difficult time for so many families there. Our thanks to Patrick.